Welcome to another episode of Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat. Now this is the series where we showcase all kinds of aftermarket gear for your vehicle, whether it be a car or a truck or a UTV like this one. Now this is a bone stock Polaris General, and they all start this way, and invariably once you get one of these you want to make it look like this over here. You start adding piece by piece, and the best place to go for those pieces, well, that's 304 Off-Road. Aaron, you are in charge of all this and everything you can get UTV. Tell me about your website.
So basically, if you have a side-by-side UTV, you can go on looking for parts, accessories, windshields, tires, bumpers, anything you name, we can get it.
What are the criteria for products that we might find on your site?
We look for quality, especially the reputation, make sure it's a good company.
Tell me about some of the stuff you have there on the table. I see a bumper and a grill you have there.
Yeah, so that's from Rogue Off-Road. The bumper is actually a small winch bumper on the front. It's not a big brush guard like it's on ours. Everybody has a different taste, different needs, so we like to carry a variety of products.
Lights are a big thing when it comes to UTVs. Start riding at dusk, riding at dark, and you guys can help us there, right?
Oh yeah, this is actually outfitted with rough country LED bars on the top and the cubes on the front, and it puts out a good bit of lumens you can see at nighttime.
And it's not just accessories. I see you even have axles that you sell. You can beef up your UTV.
Oh yeah, the stock axles, especially like we have 35-inch tires on this, you'll want to upgrade to a bigger axle so it can take the beating on the trails.
We're not just talking cosmetic upgrades then. You guys, you mean business when it comes to UTV parts.
Yeah, we get performance mods as well. You want a bigger turbo for your Razor, we can get that. We can get tunes, clutch kits, all that.
And see you have a side mirror. The mirrors are something you want to add later. That's crucial when you're backing out of a tight spot, right?
Yeah, definitely, especially if you have a wider machine like ours, or if you have a full windshield that we're going to be doing on this General right here. We have the seismic mirrors right here. They actually have a lifetime warranty, so if you break it, they replace it, no question asked.
Well, let's get started.
Let's go.
304 Off-Road, you can get as complicated as you want. You can do exhaust systems and tunes. We're going to keep it a little more simple today. So we're going to do mirrors and the windshield, and we're going to start with the mirrors. To do those, it's a little better to take the windshield off so we can get to those bolts we need to do that. So we're going to remove the windshield. Super easy with this stock windshield, just 4 clips, take that off. This is your chance to clean underneath with all the dirt and everything that's gotten in there from the trails. It's a good moment to make sure you get everything looking good and get all the debris out of there, which will keep everything from rattling around. To get the mirrors off, just remove 2 nuts on each side of the A-pillar. A little bit tricky here because those nuts can fall inside the cage, so you want to be sure you don't let that happen or you're going to be in for a lot more work. We're going to install the new mirrors, so you install the plastic bushing first and tighten the bolts down. Repeat it on the other side. Be sure to torque it to spec. You want to check your owner's manual to see what the torque specs are. These mirrors come to us from Seismic, and there's a lifetime warranty on that, which I really dig because you're out on the trails. The mirrors seem to be the first thing to go whenever I'm out there. I take those right off with the trees there. Now, how about the windshield? Who makes that?
That is Moto Armor, and they're out of Utah.
I love that both of these things are made in the USA. This kit comes with a windshield wiper, but the owner decided not to install that, so we'll just do the windshield itself. First step is we're going to lay it on a table, lay out our trim pieces, and cut them to size. Go across the top first, then you can gauge the size you need on the corners. Just a pair of scissors to snip those off. That is easy enough. And take a look at this. This is a neat feature we can show you probably best before we put the windshield on. There's actually a really cool feature here, ventilation. That's something you don't get in a stock windshield. How important is that when you're on the trails?
Right, especially when you're going down a trail and you're out in the heat and the dust. If you're wanting to get a little bit of air in the cab, you can open up the vents and get air on the passenger or driver's side.
I love it. That makes this thing super cool. Now there's 4 brackets, 2 on each side. I'd say this is the trickiest part, but it's really not that tricky. You just have to make sure the holes are lined up. Having a buddy here helps because you can move the windshield back and forth, make sure the spacing is okay, and then you start to drive them in. You start on the bottom one, and the final step is the top bolt. We already had these finger tight, so just finish running these in and get them down. Not too tight. We don't want to crack anything. And we will be good to hit the trail so we can rip it now. And this thing looks great. It's going to give you lots of protection, give you lots of ventilation, which I really dig. And there's one other great feature about this particular windshield that I like.
Yeah, it's DOT approved, so when you're ready to get your UTV legal on the street, your windshield's ready to go.
Got it. Well, you can get a windshield, great looking mirrors, or anything you see over on that other vehicle, and even more if you check them out at 304offroad.com. Everything you need for your UTV. Well, that is going to do it for this episode of Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat. We're really glad you came along for the ride. We'll be back once again next week, but in the meantime, if you're jonesing for some Motorhead Garage, be sure to check out our Facebook page. And if you have anything you want to see featured on our show, email Jeff at masterstv.com. From our entire crew here at Motorhead Garage, we will see you next week.